start with a quick statement from Coach, and we'll jump into questions.
There's a lot of things that went wrong tonight. Anytime you give up 7 sacks, it's going to be hard to win. Anytime that you turn the ball over like we did, it's going to be hard to win. And then again, the penalties, both teams, there was a lot of penalties in this game. The frustrating thing is, we're sitting here, it's 41-27. It could have been a little bit closer. We give up that one right at the end on the turnover. We don't get in the end zone, 4th and 1. But I'll tell you this, man, it's 17-13, and it's 3rd and 7, and we bring pressure, and it's an incomplete pass. And when you watch that play, somebody tell me how you can call roughing the passer, how you can no call 5 obvious face mask, 1 that they reviewed for targeting and it wasn't called, and then 4 others on our running back. It's tough for me to sit here and say too much because it's 41-27 and I sound like, I'm saying that, but in a game like this, we have to be better. I guarantee you, Deion's going to sit there and say that he has to be better, but the officiating has to be better at this level for that. I'm frustrated, man, and I hate it. And it just goes back. I will tell you, I've got to be better. I thought there was some good things that we did tonight, but we did not protect the quarterback. And one reason we didn't protect the quarterback is because we could not run the football in the first half. So anytime you can't run the football, then they're going to come after you. They're leading. I believe they're leading the Big 12 in sacks, and not being able to run the football early really hurt us. I don't know, man. I thought we were in a really good spot. We were up 13-0, and just didn't do enough to hold that lead. And then just turnovers and getting our quarterback hit got us in the second half. With that, open up with questions.
Coach, I'm curious about what you thought about what the offensive line was doing, and I know that they really did a lot for them, pressured quarterback, and just could you speak on the impact that happened on the game and just what it all did?
Well, it starts. There's back-to-back plays that 98 or 88 ends up in our backfield unblocked on run plays, lack of communication, mis-IDing the front. That's a mixture of the guys on the field and us as coaches. I think once you get to that point, whenever you're not able to run the football, and then you get to a point to where you're behind and they know you've got to throw the football and push the ball downfield, that's really kind of a couple of times they were playing like a Tampa 2 and a 2-man. That's why we were running the ball so kind of like the week before, to where they were playing coverage and we got some big plays. But the not being able to run the football and then them knowing we were going to have to throw the football really got Barron hit tonight.
Could you walk me through that fake punt call late in the third quarter there?
Yeah, we don't get the spacing right. We end up with 2 guys in the same spot. And so we had one guy that would have been uncovered. That's who we were trying to go to, but we don't get the spacing right. We're trying to go to the inside guy. They both lined up too close. And then, I thought that they called pass interference and they picked the flag up. So we were at that point, we were sitting there. I think it might have been 31-20 with 1:18 left in the third. We hadn't done a whole lot on offense, so we were trying to get some momentum right there.
Did you get any feedback from the refs on that roughing the passer call when you talked?
I did. I saw that he hit him below the knee, and I don't know who saw that. He hit him in the hip. It was a great, clean hit that would have forced them to punt the football. And instead, I think they get a field goal out of it. The defense played well enough to get the field goal out of it after the first down, I believe, to make it 20-13. But yeah, they same way with the targeting. They don't call it the targeting, but it's a blatant face mask before that happens with the targeting, and that gets no call.
Colorado's defensive front, do they do anything different to confuse the offensive line that you saw?
No, I thought they had some movement, but I really think that we got our butts kicked up front tonight. I mean, that'd be the first thing. I just got through talking to Clay, and he's the first thing he says is, "Coach, I lost this game." And they won up front. That's where you win games, and that's what was really frustrating, because we felt like we had boxes to run in, and from the standpoint, there was times that we had they would play a 4 down, 1 linebacker in the box, and we don't get it ID'd right and don't get any yards. I don't know what Taj had in the first half, but I don't think it was a lot.
Coach, the fake field goal in the third quarter when you're down just 24-20 and you have it at your own 31, could you explain maybe why you went for it at that point in time?
Which one was it? Tell me again.
You're on your own 31. It's 4th and 5. You're down 20. You're only down 24-20.
Was it the fake punt?
It was a fake pass. Josh Llewellyn.
Or was it 21-20 or was it 31-20?
24-20 at that point.
I think it's 31-20.
No, they scored a touchdown after that.
Okay, to make it 31-20.
To make it 31-20.
Yeah, I got you. Just again, I think we were talking about that just to try to get some moment, because we hadn't done anything in the quarter. Because I think there was probably, if they scored, I think they scored maybe 31-20 with 1:18 left, and we hadn't moved the ball at all. And so trying to just create some momentum.
Seemed like that was a turning point in the ball game, though, too.
Yeah, it was huge.
Hey, Coach, for a couple of weeks now, especially dating back to even to last week, it's a strong start, and then it's about the second and third quarter. What's happening right there in those second and third quarters that's allowing this offense to kind of get into a lull a little bit?
A lot of it, again, I think last week in the second quarter and this week in the second quarter, we could not run the football, that was a big part. And then in the second quarter, they took advantage of some screen games. They outnumbered us on the screen. There was two huge screen games where it was 2nd and 19 and 2nd and 16, and they converted on both. One of them, I think, was a touchdown. But going back, I mean, I think in both instances, us not being able to run the football effectively is really slowing this offense down.
Coach, you made a clear comment to the fans to stop throwing stuff on the field, and you were met with a lot of boos. Do you feel like you've lost the fans, or was that just the bipolar aspect of college football?
No, they were awesome. I just didn't want to get a penalty. I mean, it's one thing about, here's the whole deal. I got a vape brought over to me. I've got a water bottle brought over to me. I got a beer bottle brought over to me. Now, it's great with tortillas and everything like that, but we got really lucky that we didn't get a 15-yard penalty. And so I appreciate the passion of our fans and our students, and man, I love them to death. And man, I think they're absolutely incredible. But when you get to that point, that's taking it too far. Now you're going to affect the game. I mean, we really did. I'm surprised that we didn't get penalized because of what was being thrown on the field. That's what, whenever Dion was coming after the officials, that's what he was talking about. He wasn't talking about any calls. He was talking about what they were getting hit with, and it wasn't tortillas.
Was that a distraction throughout the game? I mean, do you feel like your team was kind of taking on this load, having you have to reach out to the fans and tell them to stop acting this way? No,
we were already in a bad position before I ever had to say that. I mean, I don't know what the score was at that point, but I think we were already in a bad position.
Coach, I know just heading into this one, a big emphasis was being able to get pressure on Shedeur Sanders, and it seemed like a lot of times you're getting that first push and you're making him get out of the pocket and make moves, but just you still got him down 3 times, but still able to make plays on the move. Just how frustrating is that when you're getting that initial push and just not being able to finish it off?
Yeah, the he converted some big first downs with his feet. That was the frustrating part. I think there were a couple of times where we've got pressure and we don't have good pocket integrity from the standpoint of there's an escape that's straight ahead. And I think there was multiple times that he converted first downs with his feet. Those are the things that are really frustrating because, he wants to stand back there and throw the ball. And whenever he's doing that, man, it's just free yardage that we shouldn't be giving up. And a lot of it, once we watch film, but a lot of it's just rush lane integrity that we end up getting one guy on the side of, you get one guy on one side of the center and the other three on the other side of the center. So that pocket just opens up. Our linebackers were dropping in coverage. So there was just so many yards getting there. And, again, we had 3 sacks, but there was also a lot of times that we have our hands on him and we can't get him down, he escaped. So it was frustrating from that point. Defensively, I thought that, especially in the first half, that we played really well. I thought we had a good game plan. The things that we didn't do was like in the first half, their screen game in the second quarter, it was to their sideline. They made a big play. We've got field pressure coming. So they've got 2-on-2. Our corners got to set the edge. When I say set the edge, it's you got to be the guy that's outside the football that's pushing it back into the rest of the defense. We run right down the middle of a guy. We take a bad angle and they get the corner. And, that happens twice, 2 really huge plays.
Hey, Coach, right before the halftime, final drive of the half, you open it up with a run play with time on the clock to score again. Would you have liked to see more aggressive play calling there before the half to maybe take a more sizable lead and more momentum into the half?
The things that whenever that happens, like anytime that we're running the ball, whenever you're talking about time running down, it's what they're playing from the standpoint they're giving us. You saw late in the game, they're running like a Tampa 2 or they'd be in 2-man. So that's a really good box to run in. So we had big chunk plays. We didn't have big chunk plays on that one. So we're expecting actually, really whenever you hand that ball off, you're expecting 10 to 15 yards and having a good drive starter. And, we didn't.
And speaking of those chunk plays, can you talk about Taj and what he's meant to your program, given that he did break the program record tonight?
Yeah, it's I'm so proud of him, man, I hate it for him and everybody else, but I hate it for him that he broke it and didn't get to celebrate a win. He breaks the record and there wasn't a whole lot of celebrating in the locker room, of course. And I would tell you, Taj tonight really doesn't care a whole lot about the record. He will, and he'll appreciate it. And I can't thank him enough, man. He has been such an incredible person for us in this program. And speaking of the devil, he just walks in, but he's going to push that record ahead. But I am proud of him, and happy for him and his family, and happy that he did what he came back to do, everything he came back to do, he still got in front of him. And really proud of him, happy to be a part of his life.
Coach, talk about Jacob Rodriguez in his play today, 13 unassisted tackles, 4 tackles, sack, and how he made a difference for the Red Raiders.
Yeah, I forgot who we were talking to the other day, one of the TV guys, and he talks about Taj for the offense and Jacob for the defense. Whenever Jacob plays at that level, it gives us a shot. He's had back-to-back games like that. We got a bye week that we've got to really recover. We got some guys that are really banged up tonight, but we've got to have him do that against OSU and Stillwater. And he's such a leader. He just keeps getting better. This is a guy that's only played linebacker for X amount of games because he was hurt last year and, played his first year here for us, and really a quarterback, that got moved to linebacker when he got here that's really special.
There was a moment with you and Coach Sanders, where you were hugging each other and talking. Care to share what you guys were talking about?
Oh, he and I have a lot of, we go back a long ways, and I got to see, there's probably 3 of my ex high school players that are doing something for him on his staff. Bucky's ahead of his creative team, and so I have a lot of respect for him. He's taken a program that was really at a low, that Colorado hasn't done anything in a long, long time. And, he's knocking on the door. He's got a spot, especially with winning tonight, to where he's got a chance to play in the Big 12 championship. And just told him, man, how much I appreciated him, and his team played really well tonight.
So did I understand you correctly in your opening statement regarding face mask? Did you say 5 that you
at
saw?
least? I can count 5. When I watch film and turn stuff in, there'll be 5 no calls. There'll be 5 no calls that heads were turned, literally. It's different whenever you put your hand on their face and they don't turn, because it's got to be some kind of turning or twisting motion. There'll be 5 of them. And one of them was on our quarterback that they called targeting on, but it's face mask. That's one reason his head got jerked down. And then, there'll be 5 of them. You'll be able to see them. Y'all probably can find the TV copy and record it. You probably can count more than 5.
Joe, you've also stressed, after losses, you've always stressed that your goals are still out there and you can still have a lot to achieve. Now you have 3 conference losses, so realistically it's going to be.
Yeah, we're it's going to be tough to be in the race.
And the best chance you got is to finish 8-4,
right?
9-4 with a bowl win. How can you discuss this loss in that context?
Yeah, I go back. Y'all will have to look it up, so I'll give you some stuff to kind of think of, because I'll miss it, or Matt. But we've got 2 games left. We're 4-3 right now in the Big 12 play, so we've got a chance to be 6-3. That'll be 3 years with a conference winning record. I don't know when that's been done. We've got a chance to get 8 wins. I don't know when the last time that was done. We got a chance to get to 9 wins, and winning a bowl game. So it hadn't been done in a while. And, that's people would say, that's kind of a consolation prize for not winning the Big 12 or playing in the Big 12, because that's what we expect. That's why I'm here. That's what I expect to do. I expect to play in the Big 12, win the Big 12, and play in the playoffs. But to build what we're trying to build, we've got to look at things where we can push this program forward and do things that haven't been done here in a long time to really get us going. And I hate it, but our guys will bounce back. This is a bye week that we do need. We really didn't need our first one, but this is a bye week that we do need, from the standpoint of we're really banged up. We got some guys hurt in that game tonight. And then, we coming off a loss like that, we need a week to try to take a deep breath and get back on the right track.
There's so much build up to this game, and you have the crowd. You have everything you could ask for with the crowd, and you have you score in your first 3 possessions. You're up 13-0. The defense continues to play well. You feel like y'all lost any focus, or?
No, I will tell you, the things that we talked about at halftime was not getting frustrated. That we came out, and especially that first drive, went down and scored fast, and then they adjusted, and played, and you could tell there was some frustration, on the offensive side of the ball. And that was one thing at halftime. We went in, I think it was 13-10 at halftime. And, that's kind of where we're okay with being in 1-score games and in tight games, and so I talked about that and thought it was really important to come out and get a stop. We really get the stop, and it was continued by the official. And they end up, I think, going up 20-13 at that point.
Thanks, Coach.
All righty.
CJ and Tosh.